Franziska from Reframing Coaching. How are you? Hey, it's great to connect with you. Today is a good day. I've been really productive, and that makes me very happy because I'm in the vortex, whatever Esther Hicks calls being in the vortex. So doing lots, creating content, and being of service. And today I want to talk a little bit more about NLP because of my upcoming course on Thursday in Stallbridge, which starts to explain what NLP is all about. And I had a little poll, and there was a mention of learning more about happiness, and that is very much connected to communicating efficiently with other people, having rapport with other people. Just think of those people who are just excellent communicators, who just, when you think of them, your heart opens and they make you really happy. And I'm sure that you're a really good communicator too. Think about them. What do they do? They look happy. Their body language is probably in a certain way. They're gregarious. I can name you a few, and it makes me really feel good to think about them. They're great communicators and very warm people. Now, so language, I want to talk about language today, and how to use language in order to have really good rapport with other people and make yourself understood. You want to be always quite precise in your language and say what you want rather than what you don't want. That takes some courage, but your brain is not geared up to, or when you hear another person, I'll start again. If you hear another person saying what they don't want, your brain already actually switches off half. Your brain is designed to hear what people want. So therefore, when we communicate with other people, we want to say what we want rather than what we don't want, because it's easier for our environment to understand that. Okay, and also I'd like you to check your mind chatter during the day. When do you start your mind chatter? What my NLP coach calls the itty shitty committee. You know, that, oh, you haven't done this again, you're always late for that and that, where you're really getting yourself down. When your ego attacks you, you know, the nasty words, you really want to have that. You want to observe that. When does it kick in? When do you have the critical self-talk? And reduce that as much as possible, because it's not serving you. You're a brilliant person. You are here and listening to this because you want to step up and you want to be an even better communicator. So it's not fair on you, yeah? So let's stop the mind chatter. Other words, yeah, you might want to try when you're communicating with somebody that you match their language to have a better outcome, so that the person feels understood. Because that's all about, we want to feel understood, and if we feel somebody else understands us, then we feel good. Communication is all about having connection, and feeling bad is about having pain. Yeah, and humans will avoid feeling pain at all costs. So if there's somebody in your environment you cannot stand or so, or you know, that will give you a lot of pain, and people will avoid those people, and we've got all sorts of mechanisms. So humans crave love and are frightened of having love withdrawn, and they really avoid pain. Okay, so again, to language, notice how if you use certain language you feel really good. I could have a little try to be grateful. This is now the language, yeah, to be grateful for beautiful language, to appreciate kindness, to appreciate help, to feel enlightened, to feel creative, to be surprised by your own special being special, you can go on. You know, certain people use language and it just lightens us up. It just matches what we need, and that's a great skill to have. And you want to match that language with the people you're around, okay? And also for yourself, to make you feel good, okay? And then I have a couple of examples about positive statements and what we call reframing in NLP. So we have a statement and we put that into a positive statement, okay? And that would be, for example, from a negative statement, I don't want to feel anxious. We would be able to reframe that into, I want to feel confident, or I want to feel alive, right? You can be anxious because you're doing something you have uncertainty about, but you still feel very alive. So it's just a way of reframing that. For example, I want to avoid debt is a negative statement. You want to have that, I like financial stability. Yeah, it's a different statement, has a different feel, okay? I don't want to be lonely is a negative statement. And I want more friends is a positive statement. I want to stop overeating is a negative statement. A positive statement is I want to look after my body, my precious body better, okay? So those are all really good things. And then a little bit more about language, and I am totally honest here. Language is not my forte. It is something I have to continuously work at, and I have a lot more work to do, but that's absolutely okay because I've already up-leveled so much in my life, yeah? I'm an auditory person, so I love hearing things. Yeah, so that's that. Another thing about language is, Tony Robbins says, the quality of your life depends on the amount of uncomfortable questions you allow yourself to ask. Okay. Hey, I've got Janine and Bridget there. I'm so grateful for that. Yeah. So language. Yeah. Ask yourself really good questions, and they will bring you forward. They will also show up your BS story that you're telling yourself sometimes, which a confident coach will ask you once you know them well. Allow that. And a couple of those reframing coaching questions would be, and this is a great one, for example, what's great about this problem? I mean, what a great question. It's absolutely fantastic. Yeah. Or what else could this mean? Rather than thinking, oh, somebody's been criticizing me also. What else could this mean? Right, another one. Where could this problem be useful for you? Yeah, all these questions which will stretch you, and that's a really good way of using language, and that will make you connected with people, and that will get you forward. And it also interrupts the pattern of some people who might need sameness a lot and think about that a lot. And of course, if we think a certain thought a lot, and especially if it's a negative one, because the negative electron moves faster than positive, is very, very quick. So to interrupt somebody's pattern and you know, give somebody grace and compassion, ask them a different question, opens up totally new possibilities for communication. Yeah. So that's great. What were you thinking about this problem in 10 years time, for example? How would you like to look back on this obstacle you have at the moment in 10 years time? You know, what meaning do you want to give it? Give it a different meaning. You know, don't stay in the past. Don't be a prisoner of your past. Be a pioneer of the future, like Deepak Chopra says. Those are really powerful things, and they bring you forward, and they are fun. They are fun. They're having fun. Great. So I thank you so much for watching today, and I'm gonna have I will do 2 more small tutorials about NLP techniques, and leave me a comment in my poll, which I did today, on what else you would like to hear. So thank you so much for listening. Love you lots. Bye.